Welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving straight into Venom number 256, which is part 8 of 9 of the Death Spiral saga. One more chapter before we get a new comic revealing who Torment really is. Drop a comment below and leave your guess. When we last left our heroes, things had gone from bad to deadly. Carnage has officially abandoned Eddie Brock, leaving him for dead to emerge into a new nightmare, Carnage Torment. Spidey managed to stop the new duo, but now they're heading to the Feast Center, and things aren't looking good. They're looking for Aunt May and Aunt Anna. Can Spider-Man take down the combined might of Carnage and Torment alone, or are we about to witness the end of the people Peter loves most? With that, let's just jump right in. We're at the Lower East Side of Manhattan, Avenue A, the Feast Center soup kitchen. Aunt May and Anna are behind the counter serving guests as we hear Carnage talking to Torment, saying, "These old biddies think they're safe? Torment, I knew you'd enjoy this. I can make us look like anyone we want, any clothing, any face, it comes in handy. No one even knows we're here." Torment responds, "Carnage, enough, I get it." As we see Aunt May serving a homeless bearded man in a yellow hood, she says, "You're going to need a spoon, my friend." The man responds, "Oh, that's all right. I'm not hungry, at least not for soup." May and Ann look confused as we see swirling spirals appear. Carnage says, "I think we'll work very well together, my friend. Now, you ready to give these ancient dames a heart attack? On 3, 1, 2... We see Carnage and Torment revealed and erupt out of the human disguise. Carnage yells, "Scream!" Anna and Watson reacts in pure terror behind the serving counter as we see Aunt May pick up the boiling soup and throw the soup at Carnage Torment while yelling, "Everybody run!" Carnage and Torment stand amidst the chaos of people fleeing in the background. They look down, their bodies unaffected by the hot soup. As Torment says, "I'm not burned. I don't feel this. A little warmth, maybe." Carnage, "That's how it is with a symbiote, Torment. When you've got the bond, nothing can hurt you. But you might want to focus, friend. Your kills are making a run for it." Torment extends his tendrils, cutting off May and Ann's escape. The two women huddle together in fear as they are trapped. Aunt May yelling, "Who are you? What do you want?" Torment reveals himself for a second and says, "My name is Torment." Carnage, "Not really getting with the program here, friend." Torment, "Anna, Watson, May, Parker, you are each near the center of the spirals, and I am grateful. Your deaths will make me feel how I need to feel." As Carnage responds, "Now that we can agree on this," we see a white symbiote tendril appear and contact Torment and Carnage, causing a burning sensation as Torment screams, "Ah! Another symbiote? How many of you are there? Who's this one? And why does his touch burn?" Carnage turns around and says, "Anti-Venom." The Anti-Venom appear as he yells, "No one's dying today, but you're pushing your luck." Torment asks, "What, like for a snake bite? Where would I get Anti-Venom?" Carnage, "No, that's his name. He's a symbiote, but he's toxic to us." Torment and Carnage recoil on the ground from Anti-Venom. Torment says, "I thought you said I couldn't be hurt. Did you lie to me, Carnage?" Carnage, "Okay, to clarify, very little can hurt us. This guy is like an outlier. There's no cure for it." Torment, "Just pull yourself up." Carnage and Torment lunge forward with claws outstretched, charging toward Anti-Venom as he says, "Embrace the pain." We see Aunt May and Watson hold hands as they hurry away from the fight. Anti-Venom, Carnage, and Torment clash. Anti-Venom dodges a strike while his white tendrils lash out to ensnare the red symbiote. Anti-Venom yells, "You look different from the last time I saw you, Carnage. New host, I'm guessing." Which makes sense. Anti-Venom gains the upper hand, burning his tendrils into Carnage and Torment as they scream in agony. Anti-Venom, "All the old ones knew better than to take me on." Torment, "I can't fight him with your powers." "Our powers." "Your powers are a liability," says Torment. Torment pops out and lunges forward with a gauntlet as he says, "If you want something done right, you have to do it yourself," as he punches a powerful shockwave of energy at Anti-Venom, forcing him to fly backwards. Torment on his knees on the ground as the red Carnage symbiote begins to pop out and say, "Hey, Torment, you're right. You can handle this fool better than I ever could. But you've got another problem. Those little birdies have flown the coop." Carnage is talking to Torment as he says, there's still a way to get them. Just let me loose. I'll stay tethered to you, but I can go after them while you deal with anti-venom. Torment, so you'll kill the women? It has to be me. I need it. I need it. Carnage, don't worry, my friend. The bond will persist. You'll feel everything I do, everything you need. My kills will be your kills. Torment, fine, go. As we see Carnage separate from Torment and take a shape of a spider and leap away. This transformation, I'm going to say here, of Carnage into a spider, I'm wondering if there's a foreshadowing to something that's coming up. Carnage, yes, this is how we do it. Teamwork, you'll see. Torment, I better. Torment turns to Anti-Venom, whose mask is partially damaged. Now, where were we? We shift to the McCarthy Medical Institute, where a severely injured Eddie Brock is recovering, as his son Dylan on the cell phone, as Eddie says, everything hurts. In the old days, I could have healed all this up in about 2 seconds. Nurse, we're all young ones, Mr. Brock. I have your pain meds here. You should take them. I'm sure your son doesn't like seeing you in pain. Dylan responds, you'd be surprised. Eddie, save it, Dylan. The lady's just doing her job. Eddie and Dylan look up as they hear TV news. This just in, we're getting reports of a battle taking place on Manhattan's Lower East Side at the Feast Center. Eddie goes, what? As we see a close-up showing eyewitnesses being interviewed. He looks confused as he tries to describe what he saw. Yeah, it's 2 of these goopy ones, the whatchamacallit, the aliens, the reporter. Symbiotes, sir? Yes, symbiotes, that's it. A red one, a white one, tearing the whole place up. I didn't even get my soup Italian wedding, too. Looked real good. Eddie throws off his blankets and sits up, much to the alarm of Dylan and the nurse. He reaches for his medication the nurse was holding. Dylan asks, Dad, what are you doing? You can't leave. Nurse responds, your son's right, Mr. Brock. You're badly injured. Do I need to get the doctor? Eddie, nope. He can't keep me here. I know the rules, but I will take these pain pills. Eddie is now standing, tearing off the neck brace. Dylan asks, but what are you going to do, Eddie? All the business on TV? That's my mess. I'm going to clean it up. We cut back to Carnage crawling along the ceiling of a hallway. All right, ladies, where are you hiding? Torment yells at Carnage, hurry up! We're already too much exposed, as we see Torment unleash a blast from his gauntlet at Anti-Venom. Carnage responds, why don't you focus on what's in front of you? Pal, I got this. Mr. Agent Anti-Venom, Flash Thompson, is all the killing you need to be worried about right now. Torment, I'm not going to kill him. I'll make sure he's not a threat, scramble his brains in his skull, but he'll live. Carnage looms over a man as he jumps back in terror. He says, what? Why, killing's the best part. Torment, I don't need another spiral to deal with right now. Too many at once becomes difficult for me. Carnage ignores Torment as we see him kill a man as he says, yeah, well, agree to disagree. Torment again fires a direct blast at Anti-Venom. Torment agitated, realizing that the Carnage symbiote has disobeyed his order to refrain from killing and yells, what? Did you not hear me? What are you doing? Carnage nonchalantly responds, not sure what you're referring to, as we see Anti-Venom lying slumped against a cracked wall, his white suit tattered, and as his face is partially revealed. Flash Thompson looks dazed and exhausted. Torment stands over him, yelling, this was a mistake, as a confused Anti-Venom says, what? Torment, I wasn't talking to you, as he kicks Flash in the head, knocking him out. We see May and Anna hiding in an industrial freezer as we see a thin black and red tendril begin to ooze through the narrow gap between the door and the floor. Carnage pops out and says, oh, ladies, safe is the last thing you are. We see Torment standing in a hallway, looking down at the bodies of the people Carnage has just killed. He gets overwhelmed by the sheer number of spirals he is now forced to process. As he says, no, too many. We see the glowing energy spirals as Torment's mental state is fracturing from the sensory overload. Torment collapses on his knees, clutching his head in agony, yelling, this is way too much. We cut back to the storage room. Carnage looms over a terrified Aunt May and Anna as he says, would you be willing to do me a small favor? As this ends for you, I'd like you both to think about how your loved ones will feel when they find your bodies. I intend to make it unforgettable for all of a sudden, Carnage is suddenly yanked back with speed. Torment now grabs Carnage, pulling the symbiote back to him. Carnage yells, "What the hell are you doing? I had them. I was just about to kill those ants for us." Torment, I told you not to kill anyone else. Like you said, your kills are my kills. The spirals, they add up. It's too much for me." Carnage, I don't know what you're so worried about. It's more people for us to kill. That's a good thing, Torment. Torment, no, killing is not indiscriminate. It is precise, done to achieve a specific goal. As the spirals end, when they feel alone, I feel less alone. Carnage, tell it to your therapist, buddy. We're both here for a reason. 10 people, we're the same. A pissed off Torment raises his glowing gauntlet as he says, "Wrong, you are chaos," as Torment unleashes a massive explosion of sonic energy at Carnage as we see the symbiote fragmented and broken up into millions of little pieces. We see Torment holding the remains of Carnage as Spider-Man and Venom join the fray. Spider-Man, we can't say I didn't see that coming, as Venom lunges forward to try to grab Torment's gauntlet. Sometimes you can just tell when a relationship won't go the distance. Torment unleashes a massive punch of powerful shockwave energy, forcing the heroes to split their focus between the fight. Torment, no, 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 this is too soon. I can't kill you yet. Not before I kill the women. Spider-Man, did you hear that? May and Anna must still be alive. Venom, I can't hear anything. Spider-Man, find them. Get them somewhere safe. Flash 2, I'll stay and fight Torment. I'm not as vulnerable to Sonics as you are. We see Venom turn and begin to search for the ants while Spider-Man jumps out of the way and says, "Whoa, Venom, we're on it. In the meantime, don't be a hero. We'll be back as soon as we can." Torment swings back and blasts Venom from behind as we see Mary Jane Watson caught in the blast and she cries out in pain. MJ lies on the floor unconscious, Spider-Man screaming, "MJ!" Spider-Man, suddenly trying to reach MJ, is yanked backwards by Torment as he says, "And where do you think you're going?" Spider-Man suspended in midair, ensnared by Torment as he yells, "You don't have to do this. Killing is never the way." Torment, "I'm not going to kill you yet, Peter. Not you or Mary Jane or Eddie. Your little family will survive until the very last moment, the last curve of the spiral, so you feel how I feel. I won't be long. I just have to kill your ants. Then it's your turn." Torment slams Spider-Man against a wall, "But I can't have you getting in my way." We see Spider-Man lying face down on the ground, defeated and still tangled in the red energy. Torment walks away toward the next targets. Spider-Man on the ground, battered, surrounded by a pool of blood and fading, barely conscious, as we see a tendril piece of Carnage pop up as he says, "Peter, I can help you, Peter." Spider-Man turns his head slightly, looking at him. "You're dying, Peter. Your aunt is about to die. I'm about to die too. Save us, Peter. Save these lives. Life, Peter, life." The symbiote tendril makes contact with Peter and begins to spread. See the melding of Carnage and Spider-Man as Carnage says, "Oh, Peter, this is better than I ever hoped it would be. We'll do wonderful things together. Such wonderful, beautiful, horrible things. You'll never forget them for as long as you lived." And this concludes this issue. The storyline continues in Amazing Spider-Man, issue 27. Thanks for hanging out at the Comic Book Lounge. Please leave me a comment or subscribe to my channel so I can be recommended to other comic book lovers. And I'll see you next time.